Really looking forward to speaking to her again. Somebody I haven't had in the studio now for a couple of years now. Donna Africa is back at BBC Radio Norfolk. Hello, darling.
Hello, Stevens. It's wonderful to be back. And yabba go go.
Yeah, well, quite. Well, how's life been treating you? Because you're always sort of making headlines, having pictures taken, writing poetry, publishing books. Tell me what's been going on over the past sort of year or so.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that, and lots of fun, especially also promoting Norwich people, Norfolk people. So it's been a little bit of this, but more recently, publishing my poetry work.
When did you get into writing poetry? Because I've always known you as a photographic model. You promoted yourself as when we first met. You're still doing that?
Yes, of course, with Andres Yossimi and also now with Barry Moppet and Jill Moppet of Duo Studio. I always get it backward. Anyway, yes, I'm still modelling, I'm still holding the flag, saying mature women are, when I talk mature, I mean, I'm saying that women of a certain age can still be fabulous and glamorous. So I'm still out there as a model, but my passion is poetry. Your passion is poetry,
right. We'll talk about the book in a moment or two. You were on Britain's Got Talent. Was it the last year?
No, an audition.
An audition,
yes.
Right. So what was that like?
Fun. It was out of this world, Stephen. I'll tell you what, we got to the premises there, this huge studio. I suppose it looked a bit ridiculous. I was dressed in my Zulu warrior outfit with my assegai.
And steady on. Yeah, right, yeah. In your Zulu outfit, right?
In my Zulu warrior outfit, dressed as Shaka Zulu. And I specially wrote a poem inspired by my dreams and Shaka Zulu. And yeah, I got a great reception by all all the filming crew. They filmed me. I don't know if I'm going to be on. It might be cut and... Well, I don't know.
You didn't know at the time, but you did your thing.
Did my thing.
And you're from South Africa originally, so...
Actually, I spent more years in South Africa than I did in Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. Born in Zimbabwe, but let me just interject there and say that my parents were British. My mum from Kent, God bless her soul, and my dad was from London. So I have got Celtic genes. However, I did a bit of schooling in England a long time ago, Stephen, and then my parents went over to what was then called Rhodesia for a better life at that stage.
I remember Rhodesia being in the news pretty much non-stop in the it would be the late 1960s, early 1970s. Was it the Prime Minister, wasn't it Ian Smith?
Ian Smith, that's correct.
Yeah, when it was Rhodesia.
He was the youngest Prime Minister.
I remember all that happening, but at the time, of course, it didn't register the importance of the transition. So what's it like having that as your roots, as your background? Then is it something that you're pleased you have, or something you'd rather try to put up at the back of your mind?
I'm very proud of my roots, Stephen. I feel, and also, Ian Smith did hand it. Well, he was all for Mugabe at that stage, and I mean that's where I come from. I cannot but be proud of my roots.
Of course not.
And I'm just concerned what's going on now.
Well, I think everyone is. The entire world is. Although attention seems to be away from Zimbabwe now, and eyes are very much on other parts of the world and goings on elsewhere, which is a huge pity because a lot of people are suffering in Zimbabwe at the moment. That must break your heart a bit. That must upset you.
Well, if you read my poem, Take My Hand, that's dedicated to the Zimbabwean people. This is how I feel about it. It's in my poetry book. That's on my website, www. Here we go for the first plug.
It's Plug of the Week with Donna Africa on BBC Radio Norfolk.
The first plug on my website, donnaafrica.co.uk. I've launched my first poetry book, which I'm very proud of. It's an achievement. It's taken me a long time to get there, Stephen. I've been doing this for a long time. I haven't come from nothing to something. I've always been writing, and it's always been a passion. And because of my circumstances, I did not have a chance. Well, at that time, as a child, as a teenager, we were in war-torn area.
Yeah, of course.
I got shot. I left the country. I went to, then immigrated. They took me in South Africa. And I learned their language. It's very hard to get into a country unless you don't know their language.
Afrikaans, je learned.
Ja, ik kan een beetje Afrikaans praten, maar het is niet goed niet.
Ik kon ook goed te verstaan, maar ik kon het niet praten.
Ja, is goed man. Is goed man. My South African friends will love that.
We've got other friends around the world at the moment.
Yes, we have.
People listening to us in Las Vegas, I understand.
That's right. Sid Scuttle and Steve Smiley.
Yeah.
Big shout out to you and your act. And I'm looking forward to doing that with you soon in Yarmouth.
What sort of act have you got for Yarmouth lined up then? What do you have in mind?
It's an illusion act, a magical illusion act. But I cannot say any more until the contract's been signed. So Sid said, you tell Stephen all about it, okay? When you get back here, all right? Big shout out to Las Vegas there. Love you. Stephen wants to say, hey! Yeah.
Now, your book of poems, obviously you've said to me that you've always been wanting to put pen to paper. You've always enjoyed the written work. I have a copy of the book in front of me here, and you've very kindly written on the inside cover for me. Just tell us a little bit about the selection of poems you've got and that you've got for us in that book.
All right. Okay, first of all, I've been writing this book for the last 5 years, and Steve and I shared it on my network sites. Is that correct? Websites. And so it's basically, I call myself a modern day poet that writes from my heart, and I'm not competing against the greats. I'm just trying to express my feelings and what I see of the future as a sage or as a seer of the future. And what I'd like to say is that I just want young people to get out there, be creative, and poetry is not boring.
Oh, no. They have the big poetry nights in Norwich, and we quite often have one or two of the guys come in to tell us about that. And it's gone up a gear. It's something different now. You can do so much more with poetry, and quite clearly you do. We can buy the book. Can we find the book online? I mean, so how do we get hold of a copy if you want to?
Thank you, Stephen. Yes.
Second plug. Get your second plug in.
Second plug of the day.
Second plug of the day.
Some friends will hate me for this.
Yeah.
Basically, I've gone exclusive, and I've kept it very, very limited and exclusive, and put it on my website only. If anyone else is interested, get hold of me. You know where to find me. But it's on my website, www.donnaafrica.co.uk.
Thank you very much for coming in to see us. We're going to move on. We've got P.P. Arnold on the show.
I know, you lucky thing. Anyway,
know.
congrats to the Yellow Canaries. I am so proud of you. Well done, Norwich. So proud of you.
See you soon.
See you soon, Stevie. Bye. Love you.